Kicking off, first ride was one of my older brothers, about 82, little 5-glass toothpick, about that long, about that wide, covered in Christmas elves. So it was an awesome little thing. But so it was a rad little thing. But yeah, it came to Bendigo with us from the farm at about 85. I can remember riding on that, trying to do kickflips on it and stuff. And then basically some of my high school friends kicked off skating about 86, and it was grabbing hold of me, and I really wanted one. I'd ride on their boards and stuff. So coming in, probably would have been about 87 after that. I've gone for one for Christmas, just wanted it bad, and ended up going halves with my mum for my Christmas present because I only had X amount of dollars to spend, and the board was basically double that. So I remember getting dropped off in the Datsun 200B outside of Kmart, running in with the money in hand and coming out with this board. So I just loved it, and scored that tonight, which is awesome. But it was just from there, just never stopped for years. Just kept going. So yeah.
Why skating and not some other sports?
I played team sports, did all the footy, did all those sorts of things, but I didn't enjoy the environment. I just fell out of love with footy and basketball and all that stuff. I didn't like that team environment and that sort of stuff. But skating was just, it's a free thing, and you're out there, and it was just hella fun. You're doing stuff, you're up to mischief, you're getting into all sorts of stuff you probably shouldn't be. You're playing in traffic, you're doing all that, you're coughing down hills. It's just that stoke you get from it. So it just holds you.
So how was it around Bendigo to skate? Like, were there ramps or bowls, or were you more street skate?
I was all street. It was like I hardly knew anyone who had a ramp. Every now and then I might get a go on someone's backyard ramp, but none of my friends had them or anything, or I wasn't in that scene, or I didn't go to that school. So for me it was mostly street. So it was all, grinding curves, bombing hills, ollies downstairs, which turned into handrails and all that sort of stuff. So it was all that sort of terrain, getting into everywhere, all the high schools in the main spots around town, especially, so around the centre of town.
And who were your international influences and also the local influences?
When you look at international, it's all the vids we watch, same as anyone. You're watching the Bones Grave videos, coming into the 90s, you got the H Street, all that sort of stuff. But back in those early days, it was definitely Animal Chin. You watch that, and like a lot of people, we did this guy had the Lance Mountain boards, he pretended to be Lance Mountain. Someone else had a cab, and someone had a Hazoi. So, but I was a guy, didn't have much. My parents couldn't afford all the good gear, so I had second-hand boards or the cheapies, but I loved and had plenty of the Primate blanks, that sort of stuff. Cut the shapes that they had, or put together the bits I liked of their boards. I'd trace a bit of his board and a bit of his board and put them together and make a rad rider. And that's where my passion had been with that sort of stuff too. Tried to make my own boards a few times, trying to bend a piece of ply in water, soak it and bend it. That didn't work too good.
Tell me about Boss and how that came about, and when that idea was.
Yeah, well, Boss started just over 2 years ago. The catalyst for that was basically me wanting people to skate with. So I was a stay-at-home dad at the time. See you, motherfucker! I was a stay-at-home dad. I was kicking on with my kids, trying to get them just hanging around the skate park. I'm very young, but I'd bring them with their scooters, sit down, have lunch, just hang out at the skate park. I had a bad knee and I could hardly skate, I could hardly ollie, I couldn't do any street tricks that I'd normally do. But the whole thing was very isolating, it felt at the time. But I just had this idea, there's got to be, I know there's more guys out there. I wasn't on Facebook, I hadn't done any of that, but there must be guys out there. So ended up bumped into Jared Dawson. So one day sitting there having lunch with the kids, empty skate park, it's just us sitting there, and he rocks up with his backpack and his board, and we just started yakking. Worked out we had a mutual friend locally, and who I used to skate with, went to high school with, Damien Emond. So I told him an idea I had for starting up a group. I said, like, I'm going to get on Facebook, I want to start it up, and within the week we had a name, had the site up, and his mate, who was a grapho, started working on a logo for us. And it just took off, and the three of us got together. We were the admins for the group, and it's just gone from there.
So how many members now?
Now we're sitting on about 100, and we cull people out on a regular basis. So we try to keep it tight. Anyone who isn't a good representative either don't get in or they get booted. People who don't participate just lurk, they're gone. If they want to come back, then we know if they want to be in it, they're welcome back. People are always welcome back. So, but if people aren't committed, aren't part of it, we don't need that lying around, So, and it's built an enormous sense of community within the group, I think. So everyone's real tight, very supportive, all different levels from, we've got a guy who's never skated in his life, and he's basically now been skating for a year, and he's dropping in and having a roll in the big bowl and doing all that. It's amazing to see that guy who's never skated before has just joined up, and he's got a lot out of it. Other people just got stuff going in their lives, and they come across something like this, and it's just a big uplift for them, and it's an outlet. It's just been a good thing.
What does skating mean to you now? Is it different, or is it?
Yeah, it's a different thing to what it used to be, I think. Like, it means a lot more. Back then it was just the thing you did. It was great, you hang out with your mates, did it, but it's a lot more now for sure. What I myself get out of it is amazing. It's an outlet for me. If I get stressed, I'm just out there and you get it out. You lose it all for a while. So there's much deeper meaning for it now for sure. Yeah.
How long do you want to skate for?
As long as I can walk. Just gotta go. Yeah. If I can look after myself, keep going and just keep rolling, on out to Peter Rowe. But
how old is he now?
60? He's 65 or more, so he's still, and he's out there every day. He's awesome. I love that he's out there every day. Amazing. So I'd be able to do that. Yeah.
Cool, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I think we've taken up enough of your time.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Doing awesome. Can't wait.